Okay guys, we're going to jump into another 4322, and then I just checked the scheduled events and there is a sealed starting at 10 o'clock GMT plus 1, which for me is 2.5 hours away. So I think I'm going to play in that and see how we do in sealed. So that'll be interesting, seeing as that's what the PTQs are going to be in. In terms of this booster, straight away, this is the only card that I think we can justify taking as first pick. There's some other nice cards, like we can pick this guy, we can pick this guy, we can grudgingly take this or this, but the Soulsworn Spirit's the first pick. I've been wanting to do sealed for quite a wee while, but they're still only doing release events on MTGO, and it's 24 tickets to buy in, and I have all these boosters and I'm not willing to spend 24 tickets for a release event. And then it suddenly struck me that I could check the scheduled events, and sure enough there was multiple options in there, and they are 6 boosters and 6 tickets, which is still expensive, but it's definitely doable. Now this pick, I like the keyrune for ramp, but I have to go with the Auger Spree here. The guy didn't take a rare, he took an uncommon, and he passed an Auger Spree, so very possibly he's not in Rakdos. I mean, realistically, I'll probably take this over a Bloodfray Giant, or there's very few uncommons that I'm going to pick over an Auger Spree. So we're going to take this and hope that he's not in Rakdos. Not much to pick from in this pack. There are some blue options. The Traitorous Instinct, I think we can probably pick this up later on. There's really nothing to write home about in here. So I think we're going to take the vanilla 2-2 flyer. Based on the fact I think I can get Traitorous Instincts later on. Drafting this set is going to get so crazy. What is this guy picking? How can he pass the Auger Spree and then this gets passed to me as well as this? This guy is crazy. We need to go with the Sky Knight here. And I could very well be some mad colour combinations if I keep getting past all these good cards. A Selesnya Charm? What? Really? Really? Maybe he's disconnected. Nope, everyone is here. We don't seem to be getting past much Rakdos. Certainly not much good black-red. I may go back into it, depends on what gets passed. In terms of what's pickable here, we can take the Tristani's Judgment or the Runewing, I suppose, but the Selesnya Charm is very splashable and very playable, and apart from that I don't want to pass it. It's just too good to pass to someone else. In terms of this pack, it's a bit more what we're used to seeing, not much in it. I don't rate the Oak Street Innkeeper very high. I guess we could take the Armoury Guard, seeing as it looks like the definite colour we'll be playing is white. Or we could take the Common Bond, hope to get some more green. I think they're probably just as likely, they're both as likely to wheel, to be honest. This pack is also very uninteresting. We take the Apparition. Rest in Peace, another one that's not particularly interesting. We'll go with the Guildgate in this instance. Another Armoury Guard, so in hindsight take the common bond. We are going to go with the Armory Guard. And the Flyer. So this is going to be draft 14. Yeah, this did wheel, so it was the right choice to go with the other thing. We're going to take this, although it's unlikely I'm going to be playing red at this point. I don't rate the counter spell at all, it's just too late. There was a guy at the Friday Night Magic last night. He wasn't in my pod. He had such a crazy deck. He had a Niv Mizzet, a Rakdos and an Asperia, and he played them all. I think that's just what he opened in his boosters. We're going to go with a Selesnya Guildgate here. If I do opt to splash Selesnya, right now it's not worth splashing just for this one card. But if we get one or two powerful more green cards, I can definitely justify splashing it. We'll take the armour in this instance. That's paid off well for me in the past. I guess the Deviant Glee, which we'll hide because it's crap. He actually went 2-1, surprisingly, with his deck. One of the other decks I played against last night, who was in my pod, he pulled a Rakdos and two of the 8 mana dragons, that whenever a dragon attacks, you put a 6/6 dragon onto the battlefield, and he got it out for 4. He played Rakdos, I cast Stab Wound on his Rakdos, thinking that next turn he would swing for 4, which he did, and that would leave me open to attack him for the win, with Chorus of Might in my hand. So he attacked with Rakdos as predicted, dealt me 4 damage, cast the dragon for 4, and cast the 6 mana 3/3 flyer that scavenges for 4 for 2 mana, and it just messed all my plans right up. But yeah, that was pretty funny. He couldn't actually kill me next turn, so he dropped another dragon and the 5/4 haste guy. So what have we got here? We got a foil Chaos Imps, which is a really nice foil. It's a really nice card, but it's not in my colours. Ooh, this is tough. This is a tough booster. The Guildmage is strong, however, his second ability is very expensive. But it can lock down a game. Or we get the Precinct Captain, who can quite often be difficult to get through. Yeah, I think we take the Guildmage here. If we draw this guy late game, he really doesn't do anything for us. Assuming the board's cluttered, or they get something stronger than a 2/2. Whereas at least with the Guildmage, he serves a function whenever you draw him. But that's a good booster. Bit upset to be passing, all that good stuff. So this is a lot less interesting. We don't have any token producers at all, assuming we go Azorius. So the general is not getting picked. We could take another flyer, or the blue flyer, or the judgment. I think we're going to opt for the judgment here because we don't actually have any removal at this point. Even though I can't populate, it's still a strong removal spell. We get a Sphere of Safety, which I'm not a fan of. Not really a fan of much in this booster, to be honest. I'm not sure, I don't really want to have double white and double blue on turn 3. The Dramatic Rescue is probably a pick here. Yeah. So we've already got some main deck enchantment removal. This will most probably come back round, so it's got to be the Cellar of Songbirds. We're going to go ahead and hide this because it's offending my colours. So in here we've got another Dramatic Rescue. The Void Wielder, I didn't like this card originally, but it is growing on me. However, I don't really have an awful lot it pairs with, I don't think. The Sky Knight, the Cellar of Songbirds, I guess, the Soul Swarm, that's 3. And he pretty much stops a lot of Rakdos cards, although he's a 5-drop. We're going to take him and see how it goes. We have quite a nice curve developing here. Hopefully I don't need to play both Armoury Guards, although I do have a couple of Guild Gates, so they are a bit better. So we get another Soulspawn Spirit, which is probably going to be the pick here. Another Auger Spree? Really? You as well? Nobody likes Auger Spree in this draft. Unfortunately, I've just not seen the red or black cards to justify being in Rakdos. Yeah, the Soulspawn Spirit has to be the pick here. Not a lot that interests me in this pack. A guy that mills or a guy that draws a card, both. We take the Stealer of Secrets here. With the Detain mechanic, hopefully we can manage to get him through and gain a bit of card advantage. We got a foil Slaughter Games. I genuinely think this is going to be played in Standard at some point in the near future. I remember back in the Torment set, Haunting Echoes was such a brutal card just for ripping cards out your opponent's library. Imagine Delver without Delver or Mana Leaks. It's just a disturbingly powerful card. However, we take the Rootborn Defences. The Arrestor Wield, which is awesome. So this deck is getting gradually stronger and stronger. We have lots of things that detain, lots of things that fly. We get a couple of things that bounce, which allow me to, this guy, I can either return one of his guys or one of my guys, and then detain something. So it's relatively strong. From this pack, I guess we take the trick. I've done a bit of deck testing today for this standard event I'm playing in tomorrow. It's Into the Vault Realms is the first prize. We'll take the other trick over the sphere here. Yeah, Into the Vault Realms is the prize. I think it goes for about $110 or something like that. To be honest, I would just keep the cards, I think, because there's such a limited run of them. They're only going to go up in value. Nothing that interests me here, so we're going to take this creature and this creature and the rat. And hopefully this crazy guy sitting to my right is going to keep passing me lots of nuts cards. Detention Spear, what a card to open your third booster. A bit upset that we can't take the security blockade as well. I like this card, but there's nothing really else that interests me in this pack, so the Detention Spear is hands down the first pick. It probably would have been a first pick even if it was a Oblivion Ring. We're getting Call of the Conclave passed to me as well. That's not strong enough to justify splashing into green, unfortunately. But it is a strong card. Nobody ever passes me Call of the Conclave when I'm in Selesnya. Never ever. The card we're going to go for here is Inaction Injunction. It's another detain guy, and it draws me a card. Ooh, some options. Wow. We're getting past some more nuts cards. So we've got the Archon, we've got Knightly Valor, Eyes in the Skies. All of these cards I'd be looking to include in this deck, but the Archon is obviously the one that gets the pick here. We get a Deathrite Shaman getting passed as well. Knightly Valor, another Flyer, and the Armory Guard. It's probably going to be the Knightly Valor here. Although this is such a nice card, this will definitely see playing standard. We'll go with the Knightly Valor. This deck could probably stop right here. So from this pack, we are obviously going to go with the Soul. Another guy with Evasion. Well, there's no bombs for us, there's no removal, so the guy with Evasion is miles ahead of everything else. I do like running these in multiples, but I expect to see them towards the end of the draft. We take another Arrestor here. I think if I pick this guy, although he's got Evasion and the Detain mechanic, the curve starts to get quite heavy if I include it. So we're going to go with the Arrestor here. Search the City's not going to get played. This guy's probably not going to get played. There's really nothing in here that I like. We're more likely to play this guy than we are anything else though, so we'll take it. We get another root-born defences. That's pretty much it. Yeah, we're going to go with the root-born guy here. I guess we can take more enchantment removal. Let's us deal with those nasty stab ones. This event is probably going to finish right around 10 o'clock for that sealed starting. And I'm going to need to sort out cards for tomorrow. I have the deck laid out. This is the deck I'm going to be running in the standard event tomorrow. I guess we take the counter spell. Yeah, this is the deck I'm going to be running in the standard tomorrow, probably without the detention spears, and I'll add in 2 Tristanis. And the pilgrims have come out for 2 more Thrag Tusks. I've deck tested it quite a bit today, and it works quite well. I'll just need to... I have all of these cards in paper, I just need to find them all. Particularly the things from the Innistrad block, because I have no idea where they'll be. Yeah, this... the deck that I built, when I built it, I was mainly thinking about being up against Jund Zombies, because the removal aspect is really quite poor. We'll take the inspiration here. Yeah, the removal aspect is quite poor for mass removal, and that's something you're going to be wanting to do against token decks, is get wipe the board. But I don't know if you've noticed, I've got 4 root-born defences main deck, so board wipes are not as scary as they once were, unless of course it plays Terminus or Mutilate or something like that. But a lot of the top 8 decks aren't running Mutilate, and Terminus without the miracle is really late. There's also the number of Thrag Tusks is gradually increased as well because of mass wipe. That leaves a guy behind for me to start populating again. I'll maybe run either Growing Ranks or Parallel Life. Yeah, is it Parallel Lives? Yeah, the 4 mana one from Innistrad, that whenever a token comes into play, make a copy of that token. I'll maybe run that in a sideboard for when I'm against aggro decks. It leaves 2 3/3s behind after a Thragtusk dies as well. So it looks like it's going to be a late night for Magic anyway. With this draft it'll take probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, assuming I go all the way. But I always assume I'm going to go all the way. That's the best way to be about it. I don't think it's arrogant to tell yourself that. It's good practice. Believe in yourself and you can do whatever you want. I still cannot believe some of the cards I was getting past in that first booster. Anyway, the armour we'll see about, the combat trick we'll see about. This guy's in, she's in, he's in. Maybe only run one of them. We'll see about these guys. Hopefully this guy doesn't go in, this guy goes in, this guy goes in. I'd rather not run that, I can justify both of them. Don't want to be in too heavy blue. Both soul swarmed, and this guy can find his way in. Sure, yep, nope, yep. So we've got 20, and the curve, we're really looking for some more 4-drops in here. And we've got 3 spaces, so I think we can probably justify the Armory Guard going in. We've got the Nightly Valor in. We really don't have many enchantments for this to be as useful as it could be. However, I don't know that there's anything else I would put in instead of it. I guess we could have inspiration. Inspiration or the ethereal armour. I think we're going to run the armour. We'll drop in the guild gate here and add some land. 9 and 7, I think the only double cards we're running are white. So yeah, really as long as we see one of each in the opening hand, I'm probably quite happy with it. So that's what we're going to go with, and we'll see you in game 1.